people of Ghana, it's your Nigerian Get Pleasure bringing you political news in our channel, Ghanatube. Let's show you so many of the happenings in Ghana.
That is able to detect guns by just bringing it closer to a vehicle. But it is only one. It is only one. But look at how large our borders are. Because we have a whole long stretch with Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Togo. And people use this. So they place it at the port. That machine is at the port. One of my first thing that I would do as a member of the team, when I joined the team, by the grace of God and with your approval, is to see what steps we can take to acquire more of such gadgets. So that when you stop a vehicle, immediately you go around it, you can tell that there's a gun in there and to show you specifically within the vehicle where it is. If we do that, it will help even the movement around with it. Because sometimes they use motorbikes and they hide them, conceal them around the motorbike. And then when you stop them, before you realize the person is rather sitting on it. So you don't even know where it is hidden. But if there are gadgets that can help you to do that will be so useful. We need to also empower the Peace Council, Mr. Chair. You see, all of us are taking the peace we have for granted. Our country is peaceful, so because of that, investors are happy to come. We are able to wake up and go around everywhere. I mean, I have Senate friends, Nigerian senators as friends, and each time they come to Ghana, one of the things that they tell me is that, Muntaka, you guys, do everything humanly possible to keep this peace that people have. Because they wonder that the way we move around, you don't look back and out. But if we don't build the peace, using Peace Council, and we leave Peace Council to be suffocating the way it is, the day that, may God forbid, challenges major one comes, it will be difficult. Why are people keep wanting to keep those guns? They want to keep those guns because they think they can use that to protect themselves. We need to, and you know, my good friend and colleague, Article 270 of the 1992 Constitution bar us, even Parliament, from attempting to do anything about chieftaincy. It has to be done by the National House of Chiefs. Maybe we need to encourage the National House of Chiefs to call a national dialogue on chieftaincy and its in our country. If we don't build peace around that, because it is those things that make people want to have guns. And lastly, Mr. Chair, pump action. It is very easy. If you have what do you call it, 10,000, you can buy the pump action and license it. So there's so much of pump action. It's one of the things that when I join the team, we have to review. Because we all think that, it is the start arms that it has to take only the Minister for Interior to authorize. After pump action, you can easily acquire. But they are equally arms that are dangerous. So these are some of the things that when I joined the team by the grace of God, together with the expert there, in mind with our national security strategy, we'll be putting in place to ensure that we at least minimize to the barest minimum the use of live arms. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I also don't have a follow-up on that.
Thank you.
The last question.
Very well.
On NADMO. They want to hear from you, their promotions. Some of them are saying they've been sitting in one office for many years and they are not well equipped, and they want to hear your voice and believe in you that you do something different from them as Minister of Interior. On that note, let me wish the leader success at the Interior Ministry. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. God bless you too. Mr. Chair, when I took the briefing, and I just realized why we are having most of the challenges that we have. One, we have a national security strategy on disaster management, and we are not following through. We have this huge organization, NADMO, that we are not paying attention to. The steps, the law that we have is comprehensive enough. And if my memory serves me, it is Act 927. The Act 927. If you go there, Mr. Chair, you will see how nationally we need to have this emergency committee, regional and district. And it is, in the case of the national, it is multi-sectorial. Yet when there's something, when something happens, in our rush, then we go and say, oh, we are forming interministerial. And I always say, what? When COVID came, we went and set up interministerial. Now that was the function of NADMO. The same thing when the spillage, the Akosombo spillage happened, we went and set up interministerial. The more we do that, the more we weaken NADMO. Because it's like you are saying that you have an organization, like you have a vehicle. It has fuel, it is serviceable, then you call Uber, that they should come and lift you. Anytime you want to go out, there's someone come and say, but what about this vehicle? Why is this for? Oh, the vehicle is good. Let me start it for you to see. You start it, it's working, you move it, but you park it. And then every day you are calling for Uber. That's what we are doing. So, yes, it's an area that we need to pay attention, because if we do it right, and one of the things that I will do specifically is that when I join the team in NADMO must let us as a group see quarterly, are the district complying, are the regions complying, and what are we ourselves doing national? Because if we can even meet just 4 times in a year to ask ourselves, in case of emergency, what do we do? I'm sure it will be the beginning of trying to deal with it. With the staffing, it is generally a problem within the security services, where people, you heard the first questions that came about promotion, about transfers, about their condition of service. It is an area that I will engage there. If by the grace of God, this committee approves of my nomination and Parliament does so, engage the finance minister for us to appreciate that those who protect us also matter. Because if they protect us well, like I said earlier, people will be willing to invest, and then that finance ministry will make more money. So it is important that we take care of them so that their morale is high, so that they'll be able to protect us and then protect the whole country. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. I proceed to recognize Honorable Brian Achampong, Doctor.
Thank you, Honorable, and congratulations.
Thank you.
My position on your qualification is consistent with Article 78 of the Constitution, except when the President, after this vetting, withdraws your nomination. I don't believe anything can stop you from being confirmed. You've been in this House for 20 plus years, your 6th term in Parliament.
Yes.
And therefore you are overqualified for the position. My questions are to get your views of some of the issues on small arms, promotions, and depoliticization of the services. These are the 3 categories that I want us to talk about. But before that, you mentioned that you worked with JICA briefly. It's not listed in your CV. If you can correct that, because it's a House of Records. And then also you listed Minister for Youth and Sports as a leadership position instead of employment. But that is a job, so you have to correct that on the CV. On the issue of small arms, in 2004, there were about 240,000 small arms usage in this country. That number surged in 10 years, in 2014, to 2.3 million small arms use. It is projected that in 2024, that number will be about 5 million. That projects to about 1 in 6 Ghanaians carrying a weapon. 1 in 6 Ghanaians carrying a weapon. Honorable Patrick Boama did hint on that question, and you gave a very general answer. But I want Ghanaians to have confidence in what you can do to stem this. We don't, as you have said repeatedly, when something happens, what will happen? We don't even have such a mob action with weapons. And in this election, what I saw, the people that are carrying arms before, during, and after the elections, is not something that we should joke with. Honorable Minister, kindly give us an idea, if you can. If you can't, give us an idea what you can do. If 1 in 5 Ghanaians is carrying, or 6 Ghanaians is carrying a weapon, it's a dangerous territory. Give us an idea what you may want to do about this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I mean, the concern of my colleagues is genuine. And like I said, you are working, I'm going to join a team that is full of experts that are long years of experience and have experience of other jurisdictions. But as a member of the team, if I join, one of the major things that I want to do immediate is the introduction of IT to track who has been given gun and for what purpose was the gun given or approved for. Well, if you can have database that is computerized, with the touch of a button, I can know, maybe those of us around this table, who and who has been licensed to carry whether small arm or even larger arms. It will be the beginning to help in the national security strategy in terms of surveillance and knowing and tracking what people are using it for. As we speak, I want to believe that if, like you rightly said, we are projecting about 5 million, maybe if you go to the ministry, and I know you've worked at the National Security Ministry before, if you go there and you want to really put your fingers to who and who have really registered DS, even those who may have permit, it may shock you to know that you don't have the data that you can at a go look at. And I think that the starting point is then, let us measure, because it is only when you measure that you can achieve. If we know who and who are truly holding it, then we'll be able to make our surveillance very effectively. Then, like I rightly said earlier, we need to make sure that we are really very serious with the proliferation, the entry points, where they are, when people are moving around with it. If we have these gadgets, I'm sure it is going to help us. And as a team, you know, the police are most of the time on the road or in the main community. They are more closer to the communities than probably maybe the small arm. Because if you look at the number of officers the commission has, they are fewer as compared to the police, Ghana Police Service. Collaboration as a team, I'm sure we should be able to minimize the proliferation and also be able to track even the usage. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
A follow-up on that.
Before the follow-up, Honorable Nominee, we all know Wabi. You are very intelligent.
A lot of information.
But let's keep the answers very brief.
Chairman, I will make conscious effort to keep the answers very, very brief.
Thank you very much. Dr. Brana Champon, your next question.
A follow-up on that. Since we are in an operation recover mode, are you able to, when you take office, launch an operation recover small arms by the Ghana Small Arms, because it's frightening, and this